Hey guys! The classic Fjallraven Kanken backpack has been used by travelers across the globe, and as you can see, it is about time for me to get a new one. It's really dirty, and this poor thing is kind of falling apart. If you cannot see, there is a hole in the bottom here. I'm so frugal. I'm almost low-key embarrassed to show this to you guys, but this is who I am. I even tried to use packing tape to tape the hole at the bottom, but clearly it did nothing. Honestly, I've had this bag for about 7 to 8 years, and I figured, you know what, instead of putting a patch on it, I might as well just get a brand new travel backpack. But before I do that, I thought it would be a great idea to sit down and give you my full review of the Fjallraven Kanken backpack. This little travel backpack has just been everywhere with me. I've used this as a school bag, as a beach bag, overnight trips, 2-day trips, and this thing has just, it's seen better days. So the price, I am not gonna lie to you, this backpack is not cheap. If you are interested in buying this backpack, your best bet would be to buy it online. You can get it anywhere from Amazon, Macy's, Urban Outfitters, the website itself, about $75 to $80 US. But I do wanna warn you that there are a lot of dupes out there, especially on Amazon. So if you are buying it online, please make sure that you are doing your research and you're making sure you're getting an actual authentic Fjallraven backpack and not a dupe. They do have brick and mortar stores in larger cities. I got mine in the New York store when I was living in New York City. So $80 for a backpack plus tax and shipping is pretty pricey for a backpack. So you might be sitting here wondering if it's worth it and why it's so expensive. So let's talk about the description, some of the features, and the size of this backpack. So the travel backpack that I have that I've been using is the Classic Kanken Backpack. And by the way, I don't speak a lick of Swedish, so if you speak Swedish, if you studied Swedish, please feel free to correct me and give me your pointers in the comment section below. I really hope that I am pronouncing this the right way. I think this is how you pronounce it, but I have no idea because I don't speak Swedish. So continuing on, it is their most classic backpack. I think it's what they're most well known for. It is 16 liters and it has got that rectangle shape, which is really great for things like school because it's really easy to fit books inside. And I actually read an article that said that these backpacks were made specifically for Swedish school children, and so they are designed for school. So it is 16 liters in volume. It is 38 centimeters in height, which is 15 inches. And then it is about 27 centimeters in width, a little over 10.5 inches. So it's got 3 pockets along with this main large compartment. So it's got a front zip pocket, and then it's got 2 side pockets for knickknacks and water bottles. So it also has 2 straps on the top with this logoed clasp on top, which you can clasp together and use kind of just hold it from the top. It also has its big logo on the front, which I actually did not know is reflective, so that's really cool. But it's got the big circular logo on top. And fun fact for all of you language nerds, Fjallraven translates, I believe, to Arctic fox in English, which hence where the logo comes from. And this particular design comes in a variety of colors. On the website itself, there are over 50 different colors and designs that you can get. You can get them in different solid colors. This color is clay, or was, considering that it's so dirty. They have solid colors like the one that I have, which the handle straps and the backpack straps are all, everything is one color. They also have different limited designs. They also have designs with contrasting colors. They have one with a different color on the straps than to the main body. So there are a ton of different varieties to choose from. On the backpack itself, it has these rain flaps over the zippers. I personally am not the biggest fan of these. I kind of folded it up and it's remained that way ever since, just so I can have easy access to the zipper. And this front main pocket I have used to stick things like my boarding pass. I also fold it up and will put it here at one of the side pockets, which is easy access. But they are really good, especially if you are living or traveling to an area that's very rainy. The good thing about these rain flaps is that it keeps the rain from seeping and dripping into your bag. I personally never had a problem with the elements or rain kind of seeping into my backpack because I flipped that rain flap up. The material used to create this backpack, I believe, is something called Vinylon F, and it's almost got this like canvas waxy feel to it. So it's not a fabric feel like you would be used to in comparison to a traditional backpack. So the thing about this material is that it's water resistant but not waterproof. So the difference is that waterproof material creates almost like a complete barrier against the elements, and it makes it almost impossible for the rain to get through. Whereas a water resistant material might be so tightly woven or swollen up to the point that it makes it difficult for the water to get through, but it's not impossible. And with this material, it's not impossible. I've never had a problem, but I also don't believe that as long as I've had this backpack, I don't believe I've ever been stuck in a complete downpour with it. So it means that this backpack is really great for light showers, or a little bit of drizzle, snow flurries, you'll be fine. But it's not great for a heavy downpour or if you're caught in the middle of a storm somewhere. But the good thing is that on the Fjallraven website, they do sell rain covers. So if you are concerned about traveling with this backpack, you're going to a city like London or Miami, and you are concerned about rain and getting it wet, I think the rain cover might be a good addition and something to look into. So on its own, with nothing inside, the bag itself is pretty lightweight. It weighs about 300 grams. Now, when I weighed it on my own scale, it weighed anywhere between 8 and 10 ounces. You want to use it as a day pack. The good thing about that is you can just flatten it out. You can stick it right on top in your carry-on suitcase or your luggage. Really won't add any more weight into your luggage. So I personally think this backpack is really great if you're going on, say, a 6-month trek, or you're gonna be out of the country for 3 months. This is a really great day pack that you can bring with you, especially if you want to do any side trips, especially for you students that are going to be studying abroad. The backpack straps are adjustable. You just would pull it here. The cool thing about this backpack is that if you do kind of just want to hold it from the top and use it from the top, what you can do is take the backpack and adjust it and pull it all the way up and snap it at the top. And what's nice about that, it gives this sleek look to it, and it doesn't have the bottom part hanging out. So something else really great I find about these top straps of this backpack, you can grab it from these top straps here and lift it up. For all of you love to use those underbar hooks. I love to do, especially when I'm at a bar or a restaurant, sitting at the bar to eat, especially for you solo travelers who love to sit at the bar. A lot of restaurants, especially in the US, have these hooks under the bar, and you can easily stick this on one of those hooks while you're enjoying your drink or your meal. And it's right there under your feet, kind of close to your body. What I love to do with this backpack, especially when I'm in a city that is really high for pickpocketers, is I love to keep the straps kind of loose, and I flip it over into my front, and I can hold onto it like this. Actually, when I lived in Barcelona, this was a lot of the way that I would handle my backpack on the metro, because there are tons of pickpocketers in Barcelona. There is a double zipper around the main compartment of the bag. What I love about this, I have talked about it before in other videos, I absolutely love locking my bag. So if you've watched my airport tips and flight hacks video, which I will link above, you'll know that I absolutely love and am a big advocate of locking your backpack. Now, that's not to say, again, this is pretty lightweight, even with things inside. It does not stop someone from taking your entire backpack. If you are staying in a place where you are sharing a room, for example, if you're staying in a hostel, especially in one of those hostels where you're staying with like 6 people in a room and they've got those lockers on the side, this is really great, especially if you are traveling with this and you've got like a fanny pack or a canvas bag or a day pack that you are using to go around the city, and this is what you have used to pack your stuff in, then the double zip comes in really handy, because you can just stick a lock on there, stick it in that locker or in whatever compartment that you have, and you don't have to worry about someone stealing the contents of the bag. So let's move on to the inside of the bag. There's only one compartment. I'm so embarrassed, you guys, because on the inside of this bag is supposed to be a name tag and a label. On the inside, I did write KRod, but it's so faded and it's coming apart now at this point. But on the inside, there is a name tag. I think with the newer bags, there is a Swedish flag on the name, kind of on the side here on the name tag. And I think that that proves its authenticity. It zips all the way down, so it's not just the top part that opens, it zips all the way around. And what's great about that is that it is ideal for packing. It is so great for packing because you can just kind of open it all the way up, almost like a suitcase, you see? You can pack your items inside. Normally, the Kanken backpack, and I believe all of their backpacks, come with a seat cover in this compartment. Do not throw that away. I did, is important because apparently it is a seat cover that you can take out. But the good thing about that is that it helps to keep the shape of the bag. Do not underestimate the size of this bag. You would be surprised at how much you can actually fit inside this backpack. So how I specifically pack using the Kanken, there are just so many different ways to pack with this. I think one thing that I really love to do when I'm going on an overnight trip or a 2-day trip is I use one packing cube, and I pack my clothing and necessities inside of that packing cube, and then I pack everything else around it. Another thing that you can do is you can roll your items and stick your rolled items and your rolled clothing inside the backpack. Because it's just an open compartment, you can pack however it is that you need to pack, whether it means folding it in a Marie Kondo way and stacking it, or rolling your items, or using packing cubes to stick inside the main compartment. So how to clean this backpack. So I wasn't very good at cleaning my backpack. As you can tell, it is just so dirty, and you can't even tell the clay color anymore because it's just like dirty and grungy. But you can use a magic eraser, a cloth, a towel, a reusable paper towel with a little bit of water, a little bit of soap, wash it out by hand and just let it dry. The next backpack I have, I will treat it with more care. I want to quickly go through some of my pros and cons of this bag. First disadvantage I find is that the shoulder straps are pretty thin. If you are carrying heavier items, especially for school or travel, sometimes I find that if it's too heavy, it'll kind of dig into my side, and I don't find that it bothers my back so much, but I have had occasions where it's bothered my shoulders. There are shoulder pads that you can buy on the website, which will add a little additional cushioning. And I think I found that because I use the bag for so long, I kind of got used to that sensation and that feeling. I think if you are really conscious and aware of your posture and your shoulders and your back, and you have a lot of back pain or shoulder pain, then I would absolutely consider getting the cushion pads that you can add to it, or upgrading and getting one of the laptop cases. This is just a classic Kanken, but there are different types. They have laptop cases, they have mini Kankens. There are a ton of different backpacks to choose from. The disadvantage that I have to say, is of my own fault, because again, I threw away that seat cover. But something that I find with this backpack is that it doesn't hold its shape very well. So what happens is, if you take out that seat cushion that I was talking about that's on the inside, when you have something inside, it tends to mold to the shape of that item. So for example, I have this water bottle that I use, and if I put this water bottle, and it does have water inside, and I zip it up, now you see how it, well, I mean, you can't really see it from here. I can feel that water bottle on my back. So whatever is in the backpack protrudes out onto your back, which isn't the greatest. But again, this is why it's important not to throw away that seat cushion. It hasn't been a big problem for me over the years with traveling, because I tend to almost exclusively travel with my laptop or my iPad. And so because of that, there's always been a flat surface. So it hasn't bothered me a ton. If you are someone that doesn't really travel with something solid like a laptop or an iPad, having all that stuff protruding on your back can be a little uncomfortable. As convenient as these two side pockets seem to be, which when you're traveling, I think that they're really good for holding your boarding pass or any quick documents or knickknacks that you might need. They're not the greatest at holding what you think that they are for, which are water bottles. Side compartments would be perfect for carrying water bottles, because if you have a leak, it's not going directly inside the main compartment. However, these pockets are narrow. It depends on the water bottle. So this is normally the water bottle that I reserve for travel, because it's small, it's lightweight, it's reusable. And this, for example, can fit in here with a little maneuvering. Voila, it can fit. This is the one that I normally travel with, and it can fit on the outside. However, if you are a thirsty person and you like to travel with something like this, which is a little bigger, this is not going to fit in this. Like, this is not going to happen. If you do want to travel with this, you're going to have to put it in the main compartment or just hold it in your hand. So you know, it's not conducive to every single water bottle. It does, however, fit really well with those plastic water bottles that you buy at the airport kiosks and the duty-free shops. And my last disadvantage, I do want to note that this isn't technically a disadvantage because I think for this specifically, it depends on the person and your needs and what you're using this backpack for. And if you're using it specifically for travel, I think that it does just have one open compartment. And I think that if you are someone that is looking for more organization and for something a little bit more structured and has very distinct compartments, this isn't the backpack for you. I really like the fact that it's an open compartment because depending on the trip, I can pack a multitude of ways. I'm going to talk about the advantages of the Kanken backpack for travel. Some of these advantages are advantages to me personally. So I think that one of the upsides of this backpack is that it is durable. And I tell you that this backpack has been rammed under seats in airplanes, in the overhead compartment, on trains, and it has really stood the test of time. So I do feel like the material is really great. This backpack is meant for so many other things in travel. So there are backpacks that are made specifically for travel that you can probably buy and use on the market, but this one has just really been good for me. Another advantage is I just think that it is really high quality. I know that you're paying $80+ for a backpack, and you know, this isn't even the top of the line backpack for their brand. This is just kind of the classic backpack that you see that most people have. I just find it to be really well made. I think the material is really great. I love the double zip. And I will say that I think that it's a testament to the fact that so many people love and use this bag. And I don't think it's just because it's trendy. This bag has been around for a few years now. It's been around for so long that I think it's almost bypassed that trendy phase, that I think people have really come to know and use this backpack because it's known for its durability and it's known for its quality. So, I mean, this is just my humble opinion. I'm not being paid for this. I really do love this bag. Another advantage that I find about this bag is so lightweight. You can roll it like this. You can fold it. You can lay it flat. I mean, it weighs 10 ounces. Stick it in a little crevice. I really love the size. I will say that I do wish that it was just a tad bit bigger, but for me, the size has been really great, especially like I said, for overnight trips, for 2-day trips, for weekend trips. This is just perfect. Also love the shape of it. So if you are someone who overpacks and you're trying to cut back, you are someone that really is just interested in bringing exactly what you need, this is a great backpack. And this is a really great backpack to start with trying to cut down some of your stuff because it really limits you in its size. It's great. It's cute. I'm sorry if that makes me basic, but I absolutely love how cute it is. It's just got such a cute design. I think if you are interested in something that is functional and practical, but also aesthetically pleasing and makes you feel good and confident while you're wearing it, I think this is a good choice for you. I love that it comes in such a variety of colors. I love that it's cute. The logo is cute. The design is cute. The structure is cute. Something that fits your aesthetic and taste and style. You know, you don't have to compromise your personal style in the process, which is important to me. You know, if that makes me basic, whatever. So like I said, I did buy a new backpack, and that is going to be part 2 of this video. I am going to unbox my new backpack right here with you guys. Now, if you're interested in seeing the new travel backpack that I bought, then definitely stay tuned next week. If you enjoyed this video and you are also interested in the Kanken backpack, then definitely leave a comment below. Let me know your favorite color if you love this backpack as much as I do. See you guys in the next one. Bye.